Welcome back to the TCS eSports League. We're into our final match of the day between the boys over on the Lausanne side and the boys over on the E-lvets side. One team is guaranteed to land, one team is guaranteed to the relegation playoffs. And, you know, this is going to be...
I love that response, and you know...
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? We started off the day with two very, very important matches, and we're ending off with two very non-important matches, and it's just like, well... What can you do other than that? I mean, this one doesn't really hold that much bearing. At the end of the day, Lausanne are still at the top. They're going to remain at the top regardless of the outcome of this particular matchup. And even then, I don't really see E-lvets going to be able to take this series, Bacon.
So you're right in the sense that no matter what, Lausanne will stay at the top, even with a loss here, just due to the game differential. But of course, then it goes on. We've got 3 weeks after today, guys, still left in it. And then it'd be E-lvets versus... Sorry, not E-lvets. Well, E-lvets versus Whiffmasters. So Whiffmasters could get upset even more there. But I was going to say, you've got Arctic versus Silent next week, who are fighting over that 4th and 5th spot still. And we have got Servette Geneva versus Lausanne next week. So today's match sets up that. You think Lausanne lose to E-lvets here because they do not take them seriously, then that game next week decides who goes into first seed. You know, Servette took them down last time. It's the only loss that Lausanne has received so far. So this is the setup for next week. So you say it's not, you know, a massive game. I think it's the inklings of a massive game. Yes, it could be a very easy 3-0. I am not going to beat around the bush. That's just the realistic part of it. I'm quickly looking back to the last time these guys played off against each other, week 4, where it was a 3-0 to Lausanne, but that was back when E-lvets were naff. And they've been stepping up their game, Jay.
Well, let's see whether they can step it up any further here, Bacon. A massive victory to find against Lausanne would be a very, very fun way to end off the night, but let's see whether it will actually end up happening. On the blue side, it will be the E-lvets. On the orange side, it will be Lausanne. Come on, boys.
No, it won't, because they didn't join the lobby.
Uh-oh. That's a problem.
Lol. So, what happened, guys, at home? I will take the blame on this. Lausanne weren't in the lobby. And Bacon, without really checking that, typed join. So, E-lvets join, naturally. And now they're playing 2v1 with each other. We're going to have to get a new lobby set up because Bacon is bad.
Yeah.
But...
on the Bacon is bad part, you know, the lobby part is a given, but yeah, you are definitely bad this time around, Bacon.
That's on me.
Oh dear. But at least this gives a bit more of a chance to talk about this particular matchup. Obviously, the stakes are a little bit lower than...
I still tell you to shut up. The stakes are still there. It's a setup game, so, you know.
I know, but still, again, I still believe that this one doesn't really have that much bearing on the overall thing. Really, the thing that I want to focus on mostly is Arctic and Silent's progress throughout the rest of this, throughout the rest of the league play, because
that's
really,
a fair one.
You know, that next week can end up being the decider for Silent and Arctic. If they win all their other games, then that real matchup is going to be the pivotal one for the entire league, essentially.
So if we look at Sun and Arctic, because they do have to play each other next week, I told us that about 2 minutes ago. If Silent wins that game, then it then goes Arctic 6-6 in wins and losses, and then Silent goes to 5-7, which then brings it super close. That's going to be the one to basically keep Silent alive in this, and that's the one they've got to focus on next, because then after that, Silent Gaming have the Monks, which is a team they should be able to beat. And then after that, Silent Gaming have Sir. So it's a bit like, that's a bit awkward for them. But Silent Gaming should get the win against Monks. And against Sir, I'm saying it's going to be a very hard one. On the opposite side, Arctic have E-lvets and then Lausanne. So that's a win and what you would expect to be a loss. So it's very interesting here. That one next week could be the bit that pulls Silent Gaming back into this, and we could see it come down to game differential for Silent and Arctic if it plays out that way.
if it does, but for now we've got to play out through this match next here, E-lvets versus Lausanne. I'm being told as well, Bacon, Kiva has just messaged me on the Discord and he's telling me that they're playing with Arkan subbing in for Hello this time around.
Ooh, their manager.
Yeah, Arkan is going to be playing for the roster. Now, how does that shake up this particular match individually?
So, the last time I know Arkan played was back during the Mountain Dew stuff, you know, from O Gaming. It actually went to Insomnia in the UK. Unfortunately, I wasn't at Insomnia.
Didn't he? Oh,
yeah.
Got to visit.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And he played with the lads. So, he's still a very good player. It's just he's gone on to a manager role for his squad, that sort of coach role as well, because he knows Lausanne are absolutely nuts, and he knows it's going to be a case of he wants this team to win, he wants Lausanne to become the best, and he knows that Hello coming onto the roster is the best choice. Classic coming onto the roster is a very good choice, and then Kiva, all around just a hard man. He does what he's told to do. He doesn't take any fame or glory for it, but he works hard and he is the engine to this team, essentially.
But do you think this particular move, does it shift the potential for the
Nah, he's
E-lvets
still an
upset?
absolute G.
Oh.
He can still win it.
Well, I mean, Lausanne were teasing us throughout the entire night on the Twitch chat, so credit to them for coming out last second. I imagine it would be something like this. I didn't know exactly what it would be. But we are currently waiting for both teams to get into the new lobby, so whenever they want to join, I know you guys are in chat, I know you guys are watching, get inside the server so we can begin our final match of the day. Bacon has got some moving out to do. So
yeah, I do. It's actually come around to 8:30 in the evening. So, as you can clearly see, I've still got my bedroom to do and move that all. I'm going to be up, like I said, until gone midnight moving. Because, you know, we don't own this house from, I think, midday tomorrow. So, guys, please hurry up because Bacon's got work to do.
It's all right. We can keep you here for longer. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it too much. We have got the Lausanne, so we're now just waiting for E-lvets to rejoin the server. And then we can get started. For the record, it will be E-lvets in blue, Lausanne in orange. And here they are. I'm just worried for you, Jay. You've got Arku and Arkan from the same squad. How are you going to fare here, Mr. Dyslexia? The dyslexia is going to get at me, so let's see whether this will end up being a very, very fun cast indeed. Here we go. Kick off for game number 1 here. As Lausanne look to continue their dominating streak of only 1 loss so far, but E-lvets starting things off on the right foot. Going to be able to get the first shot on target, but very quickly returned by the sheer firepower of the Lausanne side. They've got the ball into the box. Arkan with a very good ball control play. Kiva keeping it on target and just going to try and keep it control. But Arkan already showing a couple of small mistakes, not a too major issue. So they have still got that pressure in towards the blue half. That's finally get cleared by Lupri. He tries to follow it all the way back around to the orange corner. Arkan quickly takes control. Tries to keep it away from E-lvets being able to score one here. Nice defensives overall being put up on the Lausanne side as they're quickly on that backboard. Quickly able to take the ball control away from the E-lvets as soon as they have it. Yeah, I also love here that Arkan uses the breakout. We've seen way too many normie tains today, Jay. I want these lads to start mixing up the cars. Can you remember when Syntax used to use like the beach buggy one? I think it's not called the Twins, or is it? I can't remember. But guys, switch up the cars once again. They're all good hitboxes. Just boy, I will kiss my god. You you little rascal otter. Coming into the middle of our hitbox argument, trying to score a goal. And just about saving it as well. Very close to the line there. Keeping that defensive hold and keeping us all at even with 3 minutes and 30 on the clock. But all the pressure coming out from Lausanne, again, just the loss of Hello is absolutely not phasing these boys. And although they haven't quite turned it into a goal, by this point they would have usually done, they are keeping the pressure going. Return back from Lupri, he gets a shot on target, however. And E-lvets are starting to find the cracks to strike back. No pressure to Arkan there, just like, normally they would have a goal now, Arkan. Like, just putting that pressure onto him. If he gets the goal, the opening goal, you're going to have to shut up and praise him, you know that. Oh! Yeah, boy! No way! No way!
Oh, Jay, please say your thank yous.
That's
I
insane.
love Rocket League.
I love Rocket League too. Oh, what a start for Lausanne. As they maintain pressure, going for a bit more out here on the part of Classic. RQ, oh, Classic challenging. Arkin's going to get a second now off the backboard to the right-hand side. And they'll just keep it going. It's all right. They got loads of pressure in towards this blue half, so Arkin can just keep control.
I think they're purposely trying to set up Arcan now. Like, you can see it, the passing.
They're listening to the stream. They just want to make me eat my own words. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
But you can definitely see it's still not a one-sided game in this one, Jay. E-lvets are putting in a lot of good work. Otter today has been just a force all over that pitch, and his two teammates near enough trying to supplement. And it's like they're playing midfield roles, and Otter just has to be a goalie as well as a striker. It's quite interesting to see the difference in play styles between these two sides.
Well, 2 minutes on the clock between ELS and ELV. Classic takes the ball into the centre. Going to be then challenged by Arkin with a shot on target. Close to the part of Kiva. Just defend it. Arkin out the backboard as well. Missing Otter. Nice open shot. And he's going to get it in. There we go. E-lvets finally punish and put the first on their board.
Yeah, a brilliant little play here from Otter. Look at that. Coming out and saving his dodge. You do not know how hard that is, especially once he's boosting and air rolling his car around. A fine display of skill there as well. He's wearing the silver crown from the very first season of Rocket League, Jay.
Close on the parts of everybody here, however. Ball in from RQ, trying to set up the E-lvets side from taking a goal away. Classic back in to Arkin. It's a standard passing play that Lausanne used so well, and Arkin has no trouble executing with perfection.
Yeah, no trouble at all. Brilliant pass, brilliant setup from Classic, but Arcan getting communicated that play so well that it just feels so natural for him to finish that off.
Kiva, oh, this is dangerous, but Lupri does come through to save it, keep control away from Lausanne. Arkin and try and dunk the ball down, allow Kiva or Classic. They get a shot on target, but Kiva up against it. Arkin trying to see if he can dribble it out towards that corner, keep it. The pressure mounting. 60 seconds remaining. Lausanne still got a lot of control in towards that blue half. Classic going off the ceiling and trying to be pitched down off the crossbar. Otter missing entirely, but it's no problem because it goes far wide. Classic and Kiva going to try and find a position to get a goal scored, but not going to happen here. E-lvets will be able to clear it, go back into the corner. Kiva returns back to Classic, who keeps the passing play going. If they're allowed to have their way, they'll let this time tick down. They'll be able to take a very easy game one here, Bacon.
I wouldn't let this time tick down though, Jay, because 30 seconds still left into it. They're being pressured. They've got to get this ball out. If they want to play that safe game, they need to hold the midfield. You cannot keep allowing your opponents to keep hitting it towards your backboard and putting on those shots. They need to force this downfield.
Ball in, Classic to Kiva. Arkin just going to keep this ball inside the corner. Try his best to. We'll go back towards the mid-centre now. Allow Otter a chance here as he dribbles it all the way through, going for the flip reset, and Classic takes it away. Going to dribble it right in front of the net with a very, very dangerous dribble, but does keep control of it, and Classic will follow through towards the blue half, try and dunk it down, and there we go. Lausanne take the first get.
You're eating your words now, Jay, after Arcan just gets both goals for Lausanne.
Right,
there.
to be fair, he was set up for both of them. The first one was by E-lvets, his ridiculous defensive. The second one was the passing playoff Classic.
Set up, smet up. It's how you get your goals. The goal's just not open in front of you and you can just hit at it. I mean, we're not all bronze players like you, Jay, where that happens. No, we have to work for our goals. We have to set each other up. That is teamwork, my good friend.
Wow.
Such shade, I love it.
Such BM is what that is more like. Jesus, Bacon, you're savage today.
Take it.
Game 2 coming up on your screens right now. E-lvets conceding the first to the Lausanne side as they look to try and keep this one a-rolling. Keep the hype train running and chugging along down the tracks into a victory potentially. Well, it's Lupery. Okay then, that was very, very dangerous. But fortunately, Lausanne are able to defend it now, return back to that blue half, try to see if they can get the counter-attack back together. Kiva, backboard touch, Classic coming in with a secondary angle, redirection perfect, off the crossbar, just that secret fourth player for E-lvets, working in the best way that he possibly can.
I'm looking at the moment, and I slightly want E-lvets to win this in the NJ, purely because they've got 2 toppers on their side. Another thing I was saying about the normie cars, I want more toppers. They had a little bit of flair, and both the... Oh no, Arku's got rid of his topper. Oh, he had the fish earlier. Oh, and I missed that. Feel me, NJ. I was looking at toppers too much. I get distracted.
Honestly, you have worse ADHD than me, I swear to God. Well, what happened there is Classic tried to go for a clear from the corner, and it worked really well. Lupery tried to deny it, but he just basically shot it in. It was an own goal. So there we go, opening for Lausanne in the early minute. Lupery
to change his car. I asked for different cars. Look at that. He's using one of the new Hot Wheels one, the one that looks like some sort of super hot hatchback. And
oh my God, it looks ridiculous.
I love it though. Like, it looks like a deformed Takumi, really.
Oh my word. Well, let's see whether it will do E-lvets any favours right now, because already Arkin back in alongside Kiva, off the crossbar, off the post. And again, the secret 4th and 5th players for E-lvets showing up when they need them the most and keeping the defensive held down. Kiva coming in still to try and see if he can get the touch back through. Arkin also in play, but just can't quite get the angle. Backboard touch, Kiva trying to find a position, trying to find a centered up shot alongside Classic as Lupery gets a shot back in towards the backboard. Arkin clears it, Kiva sets it up. That's a bit of a missed position, awkward sign from Lausanne, but they're able to keep control. Otter back in off the corner into the backboard. Lupery to try and dunk it down. Not going to work out for them, but Arku will recover and get the first goal for E-lvets.
Praise be Arku there, having to set it up and finish it off himself. Unfortunately, Lupery couldn't get up and over it enough. Good little attempt from the defense, but a perfect little play from E-lvets, solidifying an equalizer.
Keep it rolling back into that corner, E-lvets. All the control they want, but Arkin going to try and take some away. Here we go, this is perfect. And fake out from Classic, close. Lupery just holding it down, pass back in from Classic, actually may get punished by Arkin. Keeper's got to get back in time, and he can't do it. Lausanne maybe getting a bit overzealous now. They're going to concede the second goal to the favour of E-lvets.
Well, it also comes down to E-lvets got a little bit physical there in net and really punishing Lausanne. Like you said, get overcommitting and moving just way too far downfield. Like you said, overcommitted. They can't be doing that. Stick to your rotations, lads, because E-lvets in the past few weeks have been on the up and are a force not to underestimate.
2 minutes and 30 left to go on the clock. Oh, good passing play again. Lupery up close and personal, ready to receive this ball. Arkin challenging by Lupery once again. Going to try and hold the defensive down for Lausanne. They are a goal behind. They've got to try and find a way. Break this whole thing down. Otter back in to the centre. Arkin takes the ball control. Arku challenges ball control. Back over to Classic now as Kiva finds a way in. Good shot inland. Otter can't get the shot he wants. Then he gets returned back by Kiva. All the way around, 2 minutes to go, and they'll keep this pressure building here. Lausanne trying to find that second goal of their own. Going to try and see if they can find the equaliser against the E-lvets side, but Otter's going to find a shot that will go directly in. Suddenly, Lausanne looking a little bit worse for wear here, Bacon.
And you know the only way he got this goal? Off meta car. If that was the Octane, wouldn't been able to get the power. I swear it now, buddy. E-lvets, though, have been stepping this up. It's all down to solid rotations, great passes between them, and their spacing is allowing each other to cover the net whenever those attacks are put on. E-lvets really stepping up the game, and Lausanne need to respond.
Now Otter, close, but not going the way that he would have wanted it to. Classic again able to defend it. Arkin to follow through, back over to Kiva. It's a little bit too close towards the ball, actually. Gonna have to go off this board and try to pass it back into Classic, who tries to pinch it as well. Arkin going to get them out in the back line. Kiva missing his chance. Otter now setting up Arku, may even try to take the ball of his own accord. Kiva actually in with a back pass. That was on target. That was very, very confusing. I can see you also look very confused on the cams, Bacon.
Yep.
Still 60 seconds to go here for Lausanne to try and turn this around. Otter going to try and return it back to that orange half of the court, though. Lupri following through with a shot. Going to be denied by Kiva. But now they need to set up a passing play. They need to set up an offensive play that works up to a goal. This could be it from Arkin, and indeed it is.
Asking you shall receive, Jay. This was actually a lot better from Kiva. You saw it earlier. The attempt was to do more of what Otter did and get that little touch to send it downfield. Didn't work out. Went into the corner, but that only pulled out the players from E-lvets, sorry, to move downfield, and they got caught off guard with that one.
Classic now following it. Couldn't quite get the ball in that he wanted to. Arkin with another great touch to come in for the third man is Kiva. Good off the backboard. Second is not going to be found. Arku demoed out by Classic, allowing Arkin a bit of room to breathe. But can he dribble this ball in play? No, Otter takes it away from him. Classic once again into the mid-centre. Pressure starting to mount for Lausanne. Kiva missing out his chances. The ball gets returned back to the corner. Classic taking it along the backboard. Lupri can't find his chance back in. Arkin missing entirely. That allows Otter a chance to take control of the ball. Try and dribble it down, try and dunk it down in from the corner. Not going to happen now. Arkin, 10 seconds to try and get it away from players on the blue side of the court. Otter in with another great shot that Arkin's got to take control of, but they've got to take control of it right into an offensive play. Otter tries to kill it. Classic keeps it up. Kiva going to try and find a way. Arku dunks it down, and it's all into open space. E-lvets equalise at 1-1.
Yep, and a clever little dunk down there by Arku just to finish off the game, not risk anything. E-lvets very solid here. Jay, like you said, they're on the up. This is not a game to count for Lausanne just 3-0 sweeping it. It could very much be E-lvets win. And like I said, that setups a very, very tasty next week where Servette could take first place. And for me, that's exciting.
Could well be. All rests in the hands of these next few games, actually. 2 more games to find on either side to get to the victory of the best of 5. So again, let's see whether E-lvets can make this a bit more spicier. Lausanne in through the centre. Try to see if they can get the early shots and targets being taken. Arku over to the corner, allows Otter to get a shot on target. It's going to be Arkin that denies him. Lausanne maintain their presence inside the orange half of the court. They have struggled to get the offensive plays going in this last game and in the early part of this game here. Only 30 seconds in, they have got the ball out in their box. Classic going to get challenged. Kiva trying to set it up for somebody else to take away. Classic into the corner. It's Arku once again going off the backboard. Lupri trying to redirect it back in. Not going to happen. Arku turns it around. Classic follow through. He entirely fakes it and the defense misses. Cheeky stuff from Lausanne as they open things up in game 3.
A classic fake here. How he's allowed to get out of that. Actually, I think it was a miss on both. I don't know. All I know is that Arkin got a goal, and that is now got to be a little bit scary for E-lvets. They've got to catch up. They know how good Lausanne can be. If Lausanne's able to get a second, this could be a runaway third game. And E-lvets do not want to be falling behind their opponents again.
Absolutely not. The whole series hangs in a balance. Well, match point certainly hangs in a balance in this next game, so preferable not to lose it. The first minute has ticked by, and Lausanne have scored their first goal now. Ball going into the corner. Arkin out to Classic. Trying to control it and dunk it down for Kiva to take away. And Kiva will be able to get shot on target. Arkin just about saves. Returns to the mid-centre where Lupri is completely out of boost to take it. Still in an awkward position, however. Classic has got to put this ball off centre. No one can follow through with it on the E-lvets side. Some dangerous positions being taken. Now the clears come back and Classic is demoed. Kiva over to the corner now. Lausanne find a way back in, but so do E-lvets. Arku with great dribble play. Just denied by Arkin in the back lines, keeping Lausanne's lead alive.
Yep, Arku there just not being able to get that past Arkan. The battle of the arcs here. Arkan has really stepped up today, and you can see he's got this old chemistry with Kiva. Those two have been playing brilliantly, and Classic feels comfortable putting this ball in the middle for him. On the opposite side, E-lvets have been playing outstanding. Otter really stepping up. Arku and Lapri sort of just lifting him. It's not like Otter's carrying at all. It's because he's being enabled by his two teammates. There's a massive difference.
Ball chip from Arku, going to keep this one rolling. Otter to dunk it down, not going to happen. So 2 minutes and 30 will remain on the clock. Redirects coming back in. Arku control, classic into the corner. Missed away, Kiva also missed the challenge. Actually, this could be very, very dangerous. Loopy going to go in for the shot, but just denied by Classic. And again, Kiva off the backboard. Going to try and clear it away. Teammates in the back lines with 100 boost. Kiva going to follow it through. Allow Classic to try and redirect it back down. He misses entirely. And that denies the passing play for Lausanne. Otter now going to go back in with a shot a little bit higher. Arkin puts it higher. Allows Classic to get the clear. Kiva the challenge for the midfield control. Arkin trying to find his presence in all of this, but Lausanne have the offensive pressure once again. Can they keep it up? Can they get a goal? No, it's going to get returned by E-lvets as they keep their own offensive plays going. Arku missing out his chance, and that's an over-rotation that Classic can punish. Throw-ins in the back of the net. He'll take his time with this one. It's 2-0 for Lausanne.
Yeah, a big, big overcommitment here. Like you said, Classic can put that away. E-lvets desperate for that goal. Forget about their defense. 1 minute 40 still left, so they shouldn't have been that desperate for a goal. But at the same time, they've still got a lot of time to get it. 50 seconds a goal here, Jay.
Do their best to... Ooh, very nice pitch coming in from Kiva. Arku. Denying the ball to go any further towards that net. Kiva tries to take control towards the midfield. Arkin also going over the back pass, taking it into a very dangerous set of no man's land, but not a problem. He managed to maintain control off the ceiling, allowing Classic to take control of his own accord. Otter denies him. Falling for a save, follows it all the way through and tries to see if he can get the shot on target. Backboard touch, secondary player is going to back off instead. Arkin's going to look for his boost. Classic maintains ball control as a result. Loopy challenges. Otter with the demo onto Arkin. Could open things up, but still 60 seconds remain. Still no passing plays that work up for these boys here on the E-lvets side.
E-lvets now trying to play the presence game, where essentially, even though they've got no boost, they're getting into their opponent's grills, trying to make them think that, oh, they might have a little bit of boost, they can attack on this. It's not working for them at the moment. This is the sort of game you play when you're equal and trying to force mistakes. They cannot force mistakes. They have to create good goals here. A couple of fake dribble plays, one-on-ones, or just fantastic team passing plays. But they're just being sloppy. It's all crumbling for them, E-lvets.
Yeah, the Lausanne side certainly putting the pressure up, and very similar ilk to last week. I can't remember which match it was, but we saw a team who were pressured against the upset victory, and they crumbled under the pressure of being the underdog. It seems like it's the exact same case here for E-lvets in this next game. This last game, they've been biding their time, hoping for a mistake to present itself, but as you say, they just can't do that. They have to create their own opportunities. And unfortunately, they will not have a whole lot left here in game 3. It will be a 3-0, it seems, for Lausanne. A 2-1 now on the series as they get closer and closer to that series victory to end things off here. Still got one more game to go here for the favourites, however, Bacon. Is there a chance for E-lvets to turn it around, or has the damage already been done?
There's still a chance, but Jay, you know, you were talking about that team last week. Can you guess what team it was?
Might have been the Monks, actually.
It was E-lvets, buddy.
Was it E-lvets?
E-lvets last week in game 1 and 3, and then not being able to close it out. Servette Geneva actually being their opponent, remember, with Flav, a little army boy, little soldier boy there, working from the barracks, being able to connect over 4G because his team needed him. Definitely got his priorities straight there. E-lvets have this little problem. They can get games. A series, it's always a bit of struggle because their opponents adapt. And they seem to not have that adaptation during a game. They can adapt after a game, you know, in that break in between and come out fresh. But during a game, they seem to not be able to pull it out.
4 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock here for game 4. As the boys in blue need to make some serious adjustments. Ball goes back into the box. This is going to be dangerous. Classic does just about defend it and disrupt the ball coming in from E-lvets' shot. Otter makes it away, and Kiva follows it through towards that midfield. Passing back in, missing his chances. Classic going to try and recover towards that corner, going into the centre play where Arkin. Oh, a fantastic angle to find. Lausanne doing Lausanne things. They put their first there on the board.
Yep, in chat now, hashtag just Lausanne things. Absolute nut shot. The enable from the pass, you wouldn't think would be able to set up from that angle, but no, Arkan coming in, just basically wanting Jay to eat his words. Close from Otter.
Oh.
Needs the teammate to follow on those though, Jay.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to carry it all the way through. I almost had some other things right there, but
he has
Jesus.
Problems, chat.
Yeah, I have problems. Major problems, especially when you do something like that. Just carried it all the way through towards the net, just denied. Oh, oh my God!
Well, we can confirm that E-lvets have 99 problems, but Otter is not one at all. If anything, he's the solution. Allow the lad to pull off some magic like that. Brilliant 50-50, and Arku being in the right place at the right time can put it away. Lausanne still have to fight for their win.
My word on high. Oh, my Classic! Doing one better, forcing Otto to score in his own goal. Oh, that's the dirtiest of dirty plays.
Yeah, Otter tried his darndest to get away. You could see what he wanted. And actually, if he unfortunately didn't follow into that ball, he would have got the save. But he had to dodge to catch up with it, and it pushed him into it. He did his hardest. He was never getting to it. Just brush it off. You still have 3 minutes 30 left, lad. Get the equalizer, and E-lvets get the lead. Send us into game number 5.
2-1 on the board. Lausanne looking super amounts of good right now. Vice versa for E-lvets. I could be seeing anything coming out. Oh, the double touch play from Classic to get it put to the side instead. So no chance on that one. Classic hands the ball. Kiva redirect shot back into Arkin's angle. This could go well if Arkin was not there to challenge it. Ball gets sent out back towards that box, getting dangerously close towards the net. Kiva follows it back around, zero angle to be scored, but Arkin not quite. Classic maintains presence here towards that corner. Passes back to Kiva, who's got to rotate even further back because the shots are getting set up. Arkin, in fact, even gets a nice chip. Classic back away, however. Otter able to intercept Arkin. Sending it up, keeping the ball inside that blue half of the court. 2 minutes and 30. 2-1 scoreline just being held on to by the E-lvets side because Lausanne have the offensive pressure. They really would like to get that third one out the way because that might just seal the deal here on this series.
Definitely will. You can see 50-50s being... Beauty.
Beauty is right. Kiva with the pinch. It just went just about as well for Classic as well.
50-50s. You can see Lausanne are hunting for them and somehow they get every single one. The art of 50-50 is definitely one that is mysterious to me, Jay. These lads have learnt it.
2 minutes and 10 still to go. Lausanne, as you say, 50-50's looking great. Passing play is looking great. They look like, well, they might have weakened Lausanne, but certainly a Lausanne to be contended with. Kiva passes back into Arkin's angle. It's Classic that gets the shot. Secondary touch is not going to come out as it goes off the crossbar, but Kiva is nowhere near this. Net just comes in to save it as it will go off the post anyway, but still a dangerous ball to be having here. Classic gets it to Kiva. Once again, follows it through towards that corner. Arku challenges for that presence. Arkin comes back in with a pressure play. And pass it back off this backboard. Lupri takes it away. Kiva going in with a shot. Otter should be there to defend, and will defend it pretty nicely.
Not much is actually progressing here because Lausanne are being allowed to play the game. They're being very comfortable here. You can see Arku trying to go for that stylish solo play, but where he's so far away from the ball where he just punts it downfield to get that initial hit, is being read very nice and early from the Lausanne players who now are just focusing on that defense, leaving one player back who can just comfortably get it away. Because E-lvets have to clear into their opponents and clear long.
Oh,
Oh,
classic! Oh my word! Oh my word, indeed.
I think
Jeez.
he must have broken a wheel on that just to be able to turn that quickly. Oof. Dirty. Arco agrees with me, chat. In game, he said it was dirty as well. That's 2 against none there.
4-1. Kiva keeping us going. Backboard play. Arkin's not in position to receive it, but I don't think it matters too much. 40 seconds on the clock. 3 goals to find. You ain't outstyling your way to victory on this one, E-lvets. Loop free chance to the midfield. Classic now taking it once again. The ball control mastermind that he is just chips it up to stall for time and make sure that E-lvets do not get a chance to even score anything, let alone a 3 that they need to turn this back to evens. 15 seconds on the clock. Arkin over to Kiva, chips it up. Close but no cigar. Lufrey will defend him at the final 10-second countdown. Confirms everything that we already knew. Lausanne 3-1 in this series. He taking the victory, denying the upset on the part of the E-lvets.
Yeah, that last 30 seconds was just the formalities of closing out the game. You got to. Don't just leave there. Don't be a bad sport. Just finish it out, accept it, try and get some more points, whatever have you. But Lausanne showed up. Don't get me wrong, E-lvets played very, very well today. They were very good. But Lausanne were just able to pull out a whole new bag of tricks. And there was insane passing plays. Arkin coming into this, I think it's going to be even more interesting because it gives them more options to play with. Their style today was a little bit less hectic, a little bit less fierce and aggressive, but it was a lot more structured and I'd say almost tactical, Jay. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'd say it was a lot more tactical. You know, Lausanne having the firepower, to be honest. I think that's kind of the difference, the tacticals and the firepower, although they were a little bit handicapped in today. It doesn't matter too much. Again, they started up getting the victory. 3-1 on the board, and Lausanne going to continue their dominating streak. Only 1 mark against their record so far here in league play, and they're actually going to be the first team that makes it up to double digits on the win marker. 10-1 now is their official counter, as I believe the scores are going to be brought up on screen in a moment's time. But just to run through it, essentially, Lausanne, Civet, and Team Sir are up in the top 3. I think at this point they're pretty much confirmed.
They're guaranteed.
They're guaranteed for the land. The teams who might have another chance, though, Arctic and Silent Gaming. Now, that's again where things are going to get interesting because they're taking each other on next week, and that could seal the deal against it. Silent at 4-7, Arctic at 6-5 on the win ratio, and Arctic are +3, Silent are -10 on the game difference. So that's where things are going to get really, really fun indeed. If they're going to make up that kind of a difference, they have to get tied up. Silent have a lot of work that needs to be done because they have to get at least 2 victories to tie themselves up with Arctic. And the Whiffmasters, E-lvets, and Monk in that order are rounding out our bottom 3 of the table at the end of League 11.
Yeah, looking at this, looking at the brackets for weeks going forward, Jay, if Silent beat Arctic next week, they're still very much alive in all of this. If Arctic win, then we've got both halves of the bracket solidified. Arctic take it next week, and they take at least the 4th spot because, of course, Team Sir have only 2 wins ahead of them. We've got 3 weeks left. Easy, do the maths yourself there. But this league is not done, and you got to think we're 3/4 over that now into the. It's been a good league play so far, and we've still got 3 weeks of very intense matches. Like we said, highlights of next week, guys, is going to be that Arctic match versus Silent, because that's still all up for grabs, and then the top 2, Lausanne versus Civet, going. So that's first and last on stream. Just watch the whole of next week. It's going to be great.
Yeah, next week we've got Arctic versus Silent up first. So the pressure of being the first teams up, that's going to be a very, very fun match. And E-lvets taking on the Whiffmasters, Monk taking on Swiss Incredible Rebels, and Lausanne versus Civet Geneva in what could be a preview for the LAN finals to come. But that's going to be it from us here today at the TCS eSports League. Once again, I've been Switchblade J. Joining me has been Digital Bacon. And again, we've got 3 more weeks to go. It's certainly getting to the point where we have decided most of the results, but still a few more things left to decide. So make sure you tune back in next week for even more action for the TCS eSports League. Bacon, any final thoughts before we head off?
Bunny ears are the best topper.
Well, We'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us, and take care out there on the pitch.